Saleswoman has a warning for other travelers this summer.
Yeah, after her husband became ill one day into their trip, he was rushed to a hospital and eventually died from heart complications. But the couple didn't have traveler's insurance, and she's been paying the price ever since. New tonight, WKYT's Grayson Passmore shares the nightmare the family says they've been experiencing.
After his retirement, Rick and Barbara Smith spent their years traveling. This May, the two set out on what was supposed to be an 8-day American Cruise Line's river trip starting in Idaho.
It was our dream vacation, and it lasted 18 hours.
Rick woke up that first night unable to breathe. He would spend the next 6 days in a hospital in Washington where he learned he had a leaky heart valve.
My husband was absolutely the best, a sweet, kind, caring man.
Rick became stable enough to be flown to UK hospital. He came through his open heart surgery but died 24 hours later. While her husband was fighting for his life, Barbara was battling the cruise line company.
I appealed to their mercy, and I said, my husband's in the hospital, his health is deteriorating, I don't know how I'm going to get home. Please consider us with compassion.
Which Barbara says they didn't. Now she does say they didn't have traveler's insurance.
That's a bad thing, but we were always healthy. We never thought we needed it.
Barbara says she never asked or expected her money back. She asked the company for help rebooking new flights, finding hotels, or just some type of response acknowledging her pain.
Because I'm still getting questionnaires about how was our trip. I'm still getting brochures in the mail from them for future trips. It's like everything that I wrote about Rick to them just went down some black hole.
Leaving Barbara just feeling disappointed in the lack of empathy shown.
So people ask us how long we've been married. I say not long enough. It could have gone a lot longer.
In Versailles, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
We have reached out to American Cruise Lines ourselves several times for a response, and we have not heard back either.